just me. I don't know. The whole thing to me is just fucking retarded. I can't believe that we're still even doing any of it. I think we're good. All right. Yeah. What's up, dudes? Nobody's talking.
I'm challenged trying to connect the streaming as well. I'm just trying to do that in the background. It's never easy. Get it on Instagram,
I just
YouTube.
got mine done. Well, and if you go toggle the little switch,
Yeah.
in Restream, then that usually like helps for me. Works.
I can get to that point. But it's the go live button is just always grayed out. So the stream keys in, everything's there, but you just can't click that
go live. Yeah, exactly. You can't click that go live until after we're already live and running. And then that's what I was saying. You think that they would think of something better. Like, for example, that pump.fun, they did it fine and fucking easy. I just went and copied it and put it in there, and it didn't say, oh, you have to be live streaming before you can like make this thing go. No, it just worked like fucking normal shit works. And so I don't know, Instagram, get your shit together. Fuckelberg, come on. What's going on here?
Yeah. Because usually once they have gone go live, if you've got Instagram over here, then it shows people joining and they can ask questions and stuff, but that's not coming up.
Let's see here. So I got.
Anyway, let's talk crypto. So I jumped on your horse, Curry. I made the move. I got out of Polkadot and put it all across the Crazy Penguin or whatever.
Jumped into Pengu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pengu's up 12% today, something like that.
Yeah.
Now it's back down to only 4. Just sold off the last 6 hours. It was up 12% today. It's in a huge cup and handle pattern when this thing breaks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a matter of time now. I mean, actually, there's these cup and handle patterns. Solana is in a monster cup and handle pattern. I think the price target's like $480.
For what?
For Solana.
For what then? By the end of the year, or?
Well, it's a daily pattern, so I mean, but it's massive. It goes back for years, so it goes back 4.5 years. It's huge, and these giant patterns, they take a long time to play out because they're giant patterns. But I mean, the price target when it breaks out through the neckline, if Solana can keep $260 as support, look out, it's going to run. And it's getting a lot of institutional interest right now. You got the boys from Pantera Capital came out, and they've been going on TV everywhere going, you can't do NASDAQ on Ethereum. You have to use Solana. And they're pumping the crap out of it on the major news channels. Sol looks like it's ready to really rip. Is all. That's about all I got to say about
that. Okay, Forrest.
We're looking at here. Yeah, Gemini. The Gemini AI predicts Solana optimistic projection of 500 to 1,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah, it's like I said, it targets around 480, and I don't even, I've been in it since it was $9 back in the beginning of 23. So I've been, obviously it's up 200+% against Bitcoin. And I think it's going to do another 100%. Though, I mean, for me, the goal was to do better than Bitcoin. And that's the one that's delivered. And I think it's got another push in it. So, but we are definitely, the cycle is definitely, it's heating up with rotation into altcoins, but it's also a sign that we're definitely getting near the end.
Oh, we got some beautiful, here's a nice comment. The Big Moist says, shut up, please. Thank you. Thanks, Big Moist. Go fuck yourself, Moist Boy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Nice
Like, when they're
name.
kids, dude. It's just kind of it's like it's like it's funny, dude.
Yeah, I did.
We are seriously degrading as a society. It's crazy. Like the amount of shit the amazing shit that we do, right? And the people that we meet and the places that we go and all that, but then you just see the underbelly of society. You know what I mean? That's just constantly just like still going. And I say it a lot is it's the yin and the yang, right? It's balance. We've got to have both. So just as fast and as far as we're creating solutions and breaking the fucking free and busting out all these stupid systems that keep us handcuffed, the matrix, if you will, just as fast as we're doing that, society's going down the tubes the other way. I don't know. Maybe that could be a friend of yours. I don't know. It just put me on that spark, but I'm like, man, just, you know what I mean? Trolls. They call them trolls, right? Just trolls, like just trollers, dude. Like hardcore.
Hey, so
trollers.
I did an interview Monday that's going live this evening, but for a podcast, and he sent me the thumbnail, and it's a picture of me saying the XRP army is wrong. How much trolling you think I'm gonna get for the next few days?
Yeah. Good. Like Jocko says, good. You want to bitch? You want to fucking complain? You want to sit there and whine? You know why they have to sit there and bitch and whine and do all that? Because nobody listens when they talk about themselves, so they have to talk about others. That's how it works. So, it's good stuff. I love it. I love it.
When's this Solana ETF getting approved? Is that still on?
Yeah, it should be anytime between now and the 18th of October. I mean, one is approved and has been trading for a month. The other 8 are expected in the next 4 of them have listed on the DTCC already. So they're basically approved. We're just waiting for the SEC to say, yep. XRP and Doge started trading Friday. XRP had one start trading today. And basically the SEC is just like, they put out some guidance saying we're just going to start approving all these things. So, yeah. So, I mean, eventually there's just going to be so many ETFs, who knows? I mean, whether they're going to be beneficial or not.
Yeah.
But I do think, any of these coins, like I said, that get institutional money, it's going to be beneficial to the ecosystem. So, and for price appreciation, because it's one thing that is, I mean, it's still very clear. There's no retail at all money flowing into this stuff.
Right.
There was a little spike in retail money in back, when ETH made its run to 5K, it was a little spike, and that's all gone again. So we're back to waiting on the Wall Street dudes to do something.
Miss Cutie Pie Nia says, please shout me out. So what's up, Cutie Pie? Thanks for joining. Brian Capote. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? How you doing? Thank you. This is a better one. It says, yo. What's up? It's like, what's that?
He's been watching Jack Mallers.
Remember that? Gosh, we're getting old. Like I said earlier, I've been watching the gosh dang videos from, BC before COVID. So like 2019 and stuff like that. And it was just crazy. Things were in 2020. Then you see something in 2020, 2021, dude. They just decimated our peoples. But you know what they also did is they sparked this fucking fire. That's what they did, is they sparked a fire that, this movement, right? They lit this fire, the fuse of this movement that's been going on, right? Fucking woke a lot of people up, and it's going to continue to wake a lot of people up. And that's why we have to get off of centralized systems. And yes, that includes Mr. fucking Trump's, what is that shit? What is it? Curry? What's the name of that thing we were talking about earlier today? What's the name of their decentralized, but it's not fucking decentralized.
Yeah, World Liberty Fi, that's not decentralized.
World Liberty Finance, right? Exactly. They say they're decentralized, yet they froze wallets. That is not decentralization. That is not decentralization. Okay, that's fucking retardation. This is what the fuck? How do we, dude? You can't say that you're decentralized and then go and freeze fucking 200 plus wallets. You can't do. You just gave up your fucking gig, dude. Like, I don't know who he's working with, but Jesus, come on, dude. You can't, dude. If you're gonna fuck people, cool, but like, be smarter. It's rude. It's kind of rude, right?
Did you drop the pump.fun in the chat for the audience? We are streaming on pump.fun, everybody.
We are streaming on pump.fun and you know, I don't know. Is it the same thing that I shared with you guys? Is that all we do? We just kind of share that?
That just takes you to the open page for pump.fun.
Oh, yeah. Well then heck, I'll do it. Let's see. I don't even know. Can I even chat? I can't chat here. Where do I throw the chat? Or this comment. I think Mr. Ben would need to do it for his, but I can do it because this little chat widget here in Restream, I mean, I can send something out, but it basically, it won't even let me send anything. So I can read YouTube.
But you can't put anything in, huh?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Whatever. So.
Well, hey, we're streaming on pump.fun. Go find us over there. Screw YouTube.
Right, screw the tube, dude. Screw your tube. Screw tube.
We're going full DJ on Chain Recorder here.
That's got to be a porn site, ScrewTube, right? It's got to be. If not, fuck, somebody can use that. Take that. Damn, dude. I'm good at coming up with names and shit. I'm telling you.
Let's say that. That domain will be gone.
Yeah.
So did you?
I'm not going to search it.
Did you see all the collateral they're trying to move out of Bitcoin to like Cardano, and you've got Zeus has moved. I think it was $150 billion of Bitcoin has moved to Zeus on Solana.
Who's they? Who's moving? What do you mean?
Well, it's these projects. They're offering yield on Bitcoin. If move to the chain, and of course, Zeus is done with no bridge, so there's no central entity holding your Bitcoin. For example, when you wrap Bitcoin on Ethereum, right? If you want to go to Aave and get a loan against your Bitcoin, you can't just go there, drop your Bitcoin, and get a loan. You've got to wrap it, and wrap Bitcoin's owned by Justin Sun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bridge. He wraps the Bitcoin, holds the Bitcoin in a central entity, which obviously is an attack vector. So anytime you use a bridge, you are giving up the coins to a central authority who then issues a wrapped token. Obviously, it's a big attack vector and for hackers and so forth. And things like Zeus are trying to move directly without bridges, without central. And you have Cardano, supposedly ADA is doing that. Sui is doing it now. And I'm wondering, this is the collateralization of Bitcoin, but I wonder how responsible, these guys are being, because we all know, what blew up last cycle was Bitcoin yield, right? So how responsible are they? If they're only lending and they're doing, responsible based on the loans, fully collateralized loans, it's fine. But if they're doing risky shit in the background to generate that yield, then we could have a carbon copy of what happened last cycle if these things get too big.
Yeah, real quick, Curry, we got a question from Brian Capote. You can correct me and shit. But he says, what is this channel? What is the channel all about? What is this channel all about, boys? Great question.
One, it's about Chain Recorder, and two,
It's about talking crypto and shit.
We're talking crypto. What's going on in the world of macro, crypto, Bitcoin?
Yeah. Well, and I think something that really needs to be, the world of finance. Well, yeah. And it's again, it's the decentralization, and how can we, that's what this is about, man. It's about decentralization at the end of it. We believe in a permissionless world, because those that would want a permissioned world are the ones that want to issue those permissions and control those permissions, regardless of what it is, whatever you say, whatever anybody wants to say. They're benevolent. They're nice. They'll fucking do everything. They'll rub your sack while they give you fucking nice little raised flowers and get you this and that and whatever they're going to sell you on. Fine. But at the end of the day, if you hand over your power to somebody else, they're going to fuck you with it. And that's what's been happening for generations now. And we're coming out of it. It's the decentralization revolution. That's where we're at. Beautiful. Yeah, you can go check out my blog, bodysblog.com, bodysblog.com. I should put that somewhere. I can't fucking post it to anybody. That's the crazy part. But we could put it up on this. But yeah, go there. I have a paper, Decentralization Revolution. Go check it out. It's what it's all about. It's about this. That it's the hyper centralization that, of course, causes the decentralization that we're in right now. And you can see it in our financial systems and in food. You can see it in, everything. Right. So that's what it's about in a nutshell. And also, we just like to hear Curry talk about crypto. So that's kind of what we're here most of the time. Right.
Yeah. That's how I stream it across my channels. I've got it tagged as like all things crypto, because, I've had many conversations with Curry, but an absolute genius in the space when it comes to charts, forecast, the financial market, all the things that link to what's going to go on in this space. Curry's an absolute genius. So that's why I join on here and stream it through my channels. Because, still, believe it or not, it's the understanding and adoption of this space is still really low. Like it's crazy that people aren't jumping on this much, much faster. But every day on the YouTubes and the shorts and the TikToks, we've got people going, can't get money.
Yeah.
The bank wants me to bring, proof that I'm buying a bank for my car. There's all these restrictions around what you can do and how much you can get out the ATM and how much you can get out of the branch itself. So if you want to get more than 10 grand out of a bank here, you have to money order that. And if you go in, they're going to drill you. What is this for? You go, I'm buying a car for my son. Cool. Show us the paperwork. Show us the car you're buying and the price of it. Then we'll give you the money. It's like, this is a fucking loan. This is my money. And,
it's not your money.
Yeah.
So let's give everybody a quick update on what banks are. Okay. So when you sign that paperwork, you are lending your money to the bank. It is now the bank's money. It is no longer yours. And they issue you a credit to your account. But you agree to all their terms of service, which means they can change their terms of service at any time, do whatever the hell they want to your money. And if the bank becomes insolvent, they can just take your money. And FYI, 99% of banks are insolvent when you give them your money, because the first thing they do is they go and buy a bond with your money. So they don't have your money anymore. And if that bond is a longer duration bond, they can't just sell that if the interest rates change. In other words, if the bond interest rate goes up, that bond is at a loss. So they can't sell that immediately to get your funds. This is why they do all the little tricks and stuff to delay you getting your money out. Okay, I know everybody thinks it's their money. The better way to do things in this world is to stop putting your money in a bank.
Amen.
Use stable coins. If you have to, use stable coins. Get your own wallet. Stop using the bank as a place to park your money.
Amen.
Even if you need to do short-term T-bills, you're better off doing that because those are liquid. 6 days a week, the bond market trades. You can get at your money a lot better using
In a
T-bill
bank.
than you can with a bank. Right? So, but ultimately, the best way to handle your money is to get stable coins and hold them in a secure wallet. And then if you are, ready to move completely out of the system, then you start moving all your fiat to Bitcoin. The only way we're going to break this cycle of them controlling everybody, and they're clamping down even more. They did a Vietnam a couple days ago. They closed 68,000 accounts across the country. They gave people an option. They either had to get biometric scanning, facial scans, retinal scans, thumbprints, or lose their account. So 68,000 people had their accounts frozen because they refused to do biometric scanning.
Good for them.
No
Fuck
idea.
you.
Yeah, but no idea whether they're going to get their money back, right?
We
don't know if they're going to get their money back without going in and getting their biometric scan. I mean, I said this 20 years ago when I saw this kind of coming from the banks. I was like, they're going to freaking tattoo a barcode on our foreheads. Or you're going to have to walk up to a scanner every day to do anything.
Mark of the beast. Mark of the beast. It's fucking market. Isn't it crazy, man? This is it. This is it. Yeah.
So, I mean, this comes, we have an alternative system, but everybody has to understand that right now, I mean, in a lot of places, it takes a lot of work to work off of Bitcoin and stable coins. In other places like here in El Salvador, it's pretty easy. But, if you live in the U.S. or maybe, I don't know how in Australia, is it easy or hard to spend Bitcoin, Ben?
No, it's hard.
Yeah. See, it's
hard.
And this comes down to the people and the businesses, right? Once business owners decide they want to accept Bitcoin for payments, life begins to get a little bit easier for everybody. It's easier to exit the system. So, I mean, if you're a business owner and you're not accepting Bitcoin, help everybody out. You'll save a bunch in processing fees as a business owner, and people. I mean, in Europe, it's illegal to have more than $1,000 in cash, 1,000 euros. Imagine going to buy there's not much you can buy for 1,000 euros, right? I mean, if you want to go, you're buying a used motorcycle or something. Well, I need 2,000 euros. The cops come and arrest you for paying cash for a motorcycle. And how many people can process a credit card transaction individually, right? It's the dumbest thing ever. But this is how because they are so desperate to control the population.
And they're losing full control. But and here's the thing is that's what I think what they're doing, it's not even a thinking thing. It's just, you can just notice it, is that they're having to kind of, and this is what I said from 2020. I was like, now they have to fucking kind of throw out all their cards. They're exposing themselves even more. Right. So the more that they do all of this, you can see that it's now a global orchestration. Right. I mean, dude, these people in all these countries, like, now we got the internet, man. I don't know. Fuck. Do you guys think it'll keep going? I mean, so Ben, you're down there. You're down in the down under. I mean, you guys are taking it hard for a long time. I mean, even COVID, we were just like, damn, man, you guys are fucked. Right. Like, are we at the, you know what? And that's what we need to build. We need to build a fucking calculator of when people have had enough. At what point, how there's the FOMO calculator and all that stuff, or we need one where people have just had a fucking enough, and finally it's like, you know what I mean, people are just not, it's just not going to keep, just no more. All right, just no.
Yeah. What is the what is it? The greed and fear.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
indicator
What is
in
the
terms of
fucking the fear and the fuck you indicator? Yeah. Fear and fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Melbourne here in the state of Victoria, I'm pretty sure it was one of, if not the number one lockdown place in the world during COVID, for the amount of time that it was in lockdown. And then, police were beating people up in the streets because they had gone more than a kilometer from their home because they took their mask off in the park while they were eating lunch. It just turned into fucking mayhem. And now Melbourne, unfortunately, is back in a similar state. It was Melbourne who spent $13 million of government money on 40 rubbish bins. It's Melbourne who's bringing in most of the immigration, which is causing. There's nothing wrong with immigration, of course. They love it, they accept it, but it is causing issues for the actual Australian people and veterans and stuff, not getting the support that they need. So. Yeah, I mean, the numbers keep increasing for the amount of people leaving the country, those who have had enough. I think there's 125 taxes in this country now. 125 different taxes. The list keeps on fucking growing, and adding in another one and another one and another one to try and, get through this huge debt and try and pull out the hole. And it's like, but you're just compounding the problem, and taxing people more does not fix the problem. You got to cut the snake off at the head. You just
yeah. Because if not, it's the continuous snake eating its tail, right? And
the thing is that it's the grift, right? How much were spent on the 40 rubbish bins again?
13 million. So each metal rubbish bin costs $300,000.
Okay, so 13 million. So, and here's the thing, and this goes through in every government it's done. Where did the money really go? And
someone's back pocket.
Right. And who needs these? This is where everyone has to say, that's enough, man. We have to prosecute. Every time this is something like this comes up, somebody goes to jail. And the money gets paid back. And until that happens, they will continue to lose the populations, and people will continue to drift away. And here's, again, I don't think they realize that there is an escape valve. They don't have a lock on our money anymore. It's just a matter of people learning how to use Bitcoin. And you can go on plenty of sites. You can go on X if you go somewhere like here in El Salvador. There's the Bitcoin Beach WhatsApp group, right? WhatsApp's got a lot of these groups. I can go on there, send a message. Hey, I need dental services. There's a dentist that takes Bitcoin. I'll get a list of 10 dentists within 20 miles of me in 15 minutes. And I'm sure this is the same everywhere. Okay. There's Bitcoin groups everywhere, and everybody knows who takes Bitcoin. And this is how you escape this nonsense.
Yep. And people pay. By the way, I got some shit in there about that. Where's it there? Free BTC merchant services. That's right.
There we go.
We're giving away free shit because we're crazy, right? I mean, isn't that something? We're crazy.
That's crazy. That's a crazy Eddie. His prices are insane.
Yeah, insane. That's right. But yeah, it's all about the adoption.
That's the escape valve. People have to start making the move. I mean, you can't sit and bitch about all the taxes and all the crap, and then the government's doing this. Well, do something about it. You've got an exit. Take the time, learn how to use Bitcoin, find businesses that will accept Bitcoin. Brad and I were talking. Brad was buying a miner, they charged a fiat fee. They upcharged for paying in cash. That's the way it should be. If you own a business, accept Bitcoin and charge people an extra 20% for paying in dollars. Right? Because the dollars, all the frictions in the dollar system. You send $1 if I send $1 to you guys, the bank takes a little piece. The sender path router takes a little piece. and then your bank takes a little piece, and next thing you know, you've only received 96 cents for every dollar that gets sent to you. Screw that. Start charging the customer for sending you dollars. We don't want their rubbish. Right? I want the hard money. Send me the real money. You can get it. Maybe I'll give you a discount. You give me the real money. Show me the money.
That's right. Show me the money.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
There is no fucking money. The only money there is 21 million of them, and that's fucking it. That's the only real actual money. That's the only real sound money.
There are forms of hard sound money in the world right now, and it's gold and Bitcoin. One is just a lot more. One is far superior to the other.
Right.
That's it.
Well, and
but
again,
gold
it's
and
for
Bitcoin
me,
are hard sound money.
Sure, and I get why gold is, and gold can be inflated. It can be, and conflated, as we know. Nobody even fucking knows how much gold there is. I'm just saying, but that can be. I can mine more gold. Like I can actually. I know people say, well, you can mine Bitcoin too, but yeah, there's only 21 million Bitcoin to mine.
There's only a million left to be mined.
Right. At this point. And how? When's the last one?
2140.
2140.
Yeah. So it's over 100 years before the last Satoshi is mined. However, the inflation rate of Bitcoin is like 0.7%. It gets cut in half every year. So do you want, now we know for a fact that just in the United States, they increased the money supply by 10%. Globally, if you live in a place like Turkey, Venezuela, Argentina, South Africa, their money supply is increasing by more than 10% every year. They're stealing from you every single year.
That's devaluation. That's debasement of your. That's devaluate. You're being. Yeah, shit doesn't get more expensive. It's just the same little token you got doesn't buy the same amount. So.
Yeah, it's just there's more money in the system chasing the same amount of goods. So you get the same amount of goods and services. Of course, they cost. It takes more money to get them when there's more money out there.
Can I just?
And if you own assets, right? If you own land, you do okay. If you own certain assets, you can beat the money printer because your asset inflates at a higher rate than the amount of money they're printing. But if you choose the wrong assets, you're just slowing down the death.
Yeah. Well, what's the saying? Well, over here anyway, I've got a friend who says, he goes, the rich get richer and the poor get the picture, because as all the costs go up, their life gets harder and they've got no assets. So everyone who's got the assets, when the money goes up, the assets go up.
Mm-hmm. And it perpetuates itself because once you have the assets, if you have the assets, you always have borrowing power, right? So you get to use debt. See, there's two ways to think about it. The whole thing's a debt-based system. The wealthy use debt to acquire more assets. The poor use debt to survive, and which leads to further poverty. And so, in either way, the world gets essentially your wages aren't keeping up with the amount of dollars they're printing, or the amount of pesos, or the amount of whatever currency you're in. Okay, there's nowhere that you're getting ahead by holding on to whatever currency you're at. The only way you are getting ahead is if you are earning, if you can run a business that has 15% growth every year, great, you're doing okay. If your job is going to give you a 15% cost of living raise every year, you're doing okay. But if you're not getting those things, then you're getting screwed. And therefore, you either have to do one or two things. Now, most people can't, just go in, all right, great, I'm going to buy land. Okay, now you got to go into debt for 30 years. By the time you pay amortized interest on a 30-year note, you've not made any money. You haven't even kept up with inflation there either, right? So if you don't have the ability to pay cash for things like land, you can't keep up. So how do you keep up? The simplest thing to do is take every penny, quit going to Starbucks, quit doing, this not, if you're saving for a house, right? They want 20% down on a house. If you're looking at a $400,000 house and you got 80 grand, or you're saving 80 grand, save it in
just
Bitcoin.
wait. Put money there and just wait.
And wait. You rent a place to live for 10 years, save the money in Bitcoin. You'll be able to go buy a home with a loan against your Bitcoin. Don't do it the way they're telling you to do it. Going into debt for 30 years is not a way to achieve
right. That's not freedom in any way, because that you don't own that shit. And that's the thing. And we can even get into a further discussion about this, but even if you pay it off, you still don't own that most of the time, 99% of the time, because you still pay tax. And then if you don't pay your tax, guess what? They take that shit, even though you paid it off. How fucked up is that? Think about that. Right. So yeah. Yep. Pretty exciting stuff.
They're always the whole system is designed to take from those that produce and give to those that don't.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's as simple as it gets. And what we have to do is turn that on its head and keep the wealth with the producers. And the only way to do that is through assets. Now, look, you can buy gold if you want a slower route. Gold does not keep up with the debasement of the currency either, but it does okay. And at least with gold, as long as you're doing it in small amounts, you can store that yourself without a cost. But as the amount of gold you own gets bigger, you do have all kinds of risks that you don't have with storing your wealth in Bitcoin.
Right. Because it's gold is heavy.
Gold is heavy and it's a physical asset. So you put a target on your back. If you separate your private keys by geographically with Bitcoin, you're immune to the $5 wrench attack. Okay. But if you have your gold in a lockbox in your house, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So.
Or even a safe or wherever. And again, my argument is even just go sell that gold. Tell me how much you're going to lose just trying to get fucking rid of it. I mean,
yeah, that's the only people that make money on gold are the dealers.
Right. Always. Yep. Premiums.
Yeah. You've got the premium, and it's just like everybody's excited because silver's finally breaking out. Well, silver's a terrible investment. Okay, it's going to go up 100% this year, but that means